Hello everyone, and welcome back to Star Wars The Force Unleashed on Steam. I'm One Wild Sheep yet again, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be continuing onwards with the rest of the... excuse me a sec. There we go. Had to get myself comfy. Right, we're going to be continuing onwards with the rest of the second half of the second proper mission of the game. And to start things off, right past this Force Golem, you see a big glowy turbine thing. This is actually my second take in recording this, because I kept calling the turbine thing Terminators, and it drove me mad. But you got this giant turbine, just electrocute it, and basically the route to go forward will be opened up, allowing you to progress, you know, it's how it goes. But by doing so, we'll initiate this guy. Now this is a mini-boss, and we're going to see quite a few iterations of him. Not so much in this game, but in this level. I think he shows up 3 times in total. So, yeah, he's quite an easy guy to take care of. He's like the first mini-boss of the game. Simple, easy peasy to take down. Basically, use your usual force MacGuffins to throw your force powers. To throw thingies at him, which will damage him. And now that we have lightning, well, just shoot lightning at him, because their mini-boss healths. The health of mini-bosses, there we go, that's better terminology. They will go down really quick with lightning-based moves. And if you have a move that I currently do not have equipped right now, which is like a Sith Saber thingy, like, basically the Sith Saber Smash I got, the other version of it that requires less button inputs, which is just push the X button, then push the Y button, then push the Y button again. It destroys bosses like this. It absolutely wrecks them, allowing us to force our way through the game. Get it, force our way through the game. Anyway, we got a force combo spear, so that's all pretty good. So yeah, there's a move in the game. You push the X button, then you push the Y button twice, and then you can just do this weird, very quick electrical flurry. So there's that. And this enemy type right here, I don't know the name. Scrap drones, that's the name of them. What? They are a nuisance to really take care of in this game, because I think they're only exclusive in this level, which is really strange considering what they do. Could be quite a good way to make the game more difficult later on. But what they do is they basically zap your energy. They steal all of your force energies, which means you can't force your way through the enemies. You need to force them to stop so that you can force through the stage. And yes. Now, honestly though, they are quite annoying enemy types. If you see a little this graphic of, you might see a little graphic of like a very faded out lightning thing coming from your character. If you see that, basically there's chances are there's a scrap drone nearby trying to steal your force power, so find them, take them out, because otherwise you're gonna be out of luck, mate. You're gonna have very little force energy, which in this game is death. You need force in this game. The force is like, well, the force is unleashed in this game, you know, it's your main weapon. You need to use the force. I think it's possible to do a forceless run, unless, with the exception of mandatory things like this little beam thing I need to pull down right now. But I wouldn't really advise it. But anyway, folks, we are now actually coming up to a hidden item. If you force push these metal bars and see this, it's a platforming section, folks. We don't see many of these, do we? And we're not going to see many of these because this game's platforming mechanics are a little stiff. That's me being generous. They're really stiff. And really difficult to aim your jumps. Like, yeah, like that, for example. I just clipped the very edge of the platform and I slipped off, and I was raging when I did that. Seriously, the platforming mechanics in this game are probably this game's weakest point, actually, because they're so stiff. It's really impossible. Well, yeah, it's pretty much impossible to judge the depth of your jumps. There's no way to figure out where you're gonna jump. And see, I thought I made a jump, but no, apparently I was just an inch too short, so I fell into a pit. So it can be annoying. But anyway, for getting that specific holocron, we actually got access to a new costume, and I'm kind of gonna show the costumes later on. but not really. Because I'm going to show off the menu with the costumes at the end of the playthrough, right in the extra parts. So I'm going to show you all the costumes you can get, and most of the costumes you'll be getting through this game if you got it on Steam, because the Steam version I think is automatically the Sith edition. Which, for those of you who don't know, there's two versions of this game that was originally released. There's the original version, which is just the base game, the game that you're playing now with no bonuses, nothing like that. Then is the Ultimate Sith edition, which adds all the DLC for the game, and gives you a couple of extra costumes as well, I believe. So, you can either get all the DLC to get extra costumes, and extra levels, or you can get the Sith edition. I'd recommend the Sith edition because it's probably a better, it's probably going to be a better deal for your money. The Sith edition is basically like the usual Definitive Edition, or look at me, Game of the Year. But there we go. Anyway, needless to say, as you can probably guess at this point, whenever you go and beat these giant force golems, it's going to end with a quick time event, old God of War style, which I know a lot of people don't like. I don't mind it. I've never minded quick time events in my game as long as they're fair. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Basically, quick time events I think of a way to do really cool things that you normally cannot do through conventional methods. But I don't like them being abused. It's like, if it's for a finisher on an enemy to do like an ultra cool, oh my god, I just annihilated him sort of move, then I don't mind quick time events. But then sometimes you'll have games like, I don't know if Rise is actually that bad with it, because I remember the E3 demo of Rise and everything was a quick time event. That's bad. The Heavy Rain school of quick time events is not a good thing, folks. Seriously, Heavy Rain and actually I think pretty much every David Cage game is pretty much quick time events of the game. It really makes sense in those though, because they are designed to be more like movies than they are games, but that's another tangent entirely. Anyway, show things off now. This here is the screen where you can change your lightsaber color. I'm sticking with the default color until I get the blue saber, because I want my lightsaber to be the same color as it is in the cutscenes, just to keep things consistent with the gameplay and cutscenes, because it really bugs me when I have like a black lightsaber in the gameplay and then I go to a cutscene and it's blue. It's annoying.
Casted Paratus at last.
Don't worry, Masters. I'll defend you from this Sith trash.
Oh, challenge accepted. Alright, now this, folks, is, as soon as the loading screen's gone, Casdan Paratus, the first major Jedi battle. This is the first boss fight of the game that you have a chance of losing at. And what I kind of recommend is abusing your electric attacks. What, Pac-Man's gonna pop on the screen and gobble up the Jedi? That'll be quite interesting, actually. Modders, get on it. But yeah, abuse your electric attacks. They drain his health like nobody's business. Now, whenever you use Sith moves, sometimes you get into like a beam struggle sort of deal, kind of like in Dragon Ball Z, where you just have to time the Y button to charge up your attack a bit more and do an ultimate blast, which will hurt him. I actually got quite lucky against this boss fight, because I almost every playthrough of this game I die against this guy. I'm awful against the boss fights. Sometimes I can figure them out. Sometimes, like this guy, it's luck of the draw if I can beat him. But the game is really, really difficult, basically, when you get to the bosses. The main gameplay is easy. I can get through the main game without any issue whatsoever, but the boss fights always give me issues. But anyway, like I said, abuse the electric attacks. Electric attacks drain his health like nothing else. And basically the best thing you can really do is sort of look for a good opening in order to whack him with your lightsaber. That's all they brought. Although after a certain amount of damage gets dealt to him, he's going to summon the Junk Titan. Basically the Force Golem mini-boss we fought previously. Just electrocute this guy, take him out, and yeah, it should be fine. Now, I mentioned earlier on is there's a Sith move I recommend using against this guy. If you can get your timing right, The Saber Smash, which obviously you just saw me use, absolutely wrecks this guy as well. But you need to be very quick on a draw in doing it, otherwise he will sort of clip you and it'll hurt. But defeating the Junk Titan is basically a full restore to your health, which means it's going to be quite a bit easier to take down Kasdan here. Now, whenever you see Kasdan jump on this wall by here, all you want to do is actually pick up these things that he's either throwing at you or things that happen to be nearby, and throw them back at him. If you're good enough, well, you can do some extra damage. After a short while though, he will jump back down onto the field, and pay attention to when he jumps back into the field because he'll shoot out a shockwave. You know, he's a boss fight. Every boss character in video gaming needs a shockwave attack, didn't you know? I hate shockwaves. But one thing I should recommend is, at this point in the game, you're going to want to start blocking. Like, in the previous bosses, I just sort of went in head first and just wailed on them. Not with every boss from this point onwards, you are going to need to block, and you're going to need to block a lot. Although, ironically, I think the next boss is a lot easier than this one, which is quite weird. Of course, whenever you do damage to anything as well, not just bosses, just anything, your experience will go up. So if you're lucky enough, like I was by here, mid-boss fight you're gonna level up, and if you do that, well, you're gonna have a full restore of health. So yeah, it's good. It's all good. Anyway, I kind of like how Kasdan Parada's just gone completely insane in the main brain, like his head's gone, because this junk temple by here that we're fighting, if you notice very closely, it's actually very similar to the actual Jedi temple on Coruscant. And he's made little junk versions of all the Jedi Masters, like Mace Windu and Yoda and all them. I don't know, I just like that. It just impresses me so much. We're fighting a crazy Jedi, which is probably why he's so difficult to fight now that I think about it. Actually, on the instance of the Jedi Masters and all that, one thing I've always wanted someone to do, but I've never seen anyone actually do this on YouTube, and I suppose I could, but I'm too lazy to, is get clips of Mace Windu, because he's voiced by Samuel L. Jackson. And on a scene in Star Wars Episode 3 where he turns around, he's too dangerous to be left alive. I just want to add unnecessary swearing, because obviously Samuel L. Jackson, he's well known for saying motherfucker and all that stuff, so he's too dangerous to be left alive, motherfucker. I just think it'll be hilarious, you know? But I digress. Kasdan is almost down, so like I said, abuse electricity, that's your best bet. Once you're at the end, quick time events, which can catch you off guard, because I didn't even realize I was in the quick time event until just in time to push the button, because obviously the X button causes the quick time event to occur, and if you're mashing X like I was, well, there we go. But anyway, he's done and out.
I'm sorry, Masters. I've failed you again.
Juno, I'm done here. My master, Kasdan Paratus, is dead.
Then there is but one more test.
I'm ready now.
No. You've defeated an old man and an outcast. You must face a true Jedi Master.
Who?
Master Shaak Ti, one of the last of the Jedi Council. You'll need the full power of the dark side to defeat her.
Yes, my master.
Assassins. Darth Vader has found us.
Perhaps. Maris, gather your belongings and go into hiding, just as we've practiced. Do not return until I summon you.
But Master, this is what I've been waiting for. Let me fight!
No. I will lead this assassin to the ancient abyss alone. You are not ready to face a Sith. You would surely be killed. Maris, we are among the last of the Jedi. While we live, the Order survives. I cannot allow you to be captured or killed by the Empire. Now please, go to the graveyard and wait for my summons. No. She hasn't been corrupted. Not yet. She's just afraid. May the Force be with you, Maris Brood.
I'm tracking your location. Just ahead, you should find a hollow fungus tower. You'll need to make your way through it.
Righto, folks, and that's some foreshadowing, isn't it? Well, we're gonna find out what that's all about pretty soon. So, thank you all for watching, people. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, and when we return next time, we'll be taking on Planet Felucia, and we'll be taking down Master Shark T. So, thanks for watching. I'll catch you all next time. Bye!